Okay, so good afternoon everyone. So before we begin our presentation, we would like to kick off with one small activity. But before we begin that activity, do you know who he is? No? Really? In the whole term, we came across his name all the time.
We did not come across his face. So maybe when you say name, you're like,
His name is Katru, and he came up with the circle theory, the inner circle, the outer circle, and the expanding circle, right? So do you still remember something about the theory? What does it say? P. Charles?
inner circle, outer circle, expanding circle. Which one said? Is this CDP or is this is this like the native speaker and the secondary speaker and then the people who are learning English as a foreign language?
Very good.
Okay.
So, in other words, the inner circle is the group that provide the norms, and then this in outer circle is the group that develop on those norms, and the expanding circle they depend on the norms provided by the outer and the inner circles, and then he came up with another theory, the new version, and besides that new theory, he is also the father of the term world Englishes as well, right? And next we are going to do one small activity with that concept, and that activity is called a small debate. So I'm going to divide you into two groups. So this side and this side. Okay? So for your side, you are going to support. You are going to support whatever that I'm going to show you on the slide. Okay? You are the supporting side. And this side, you guys are going to disagree with what I'm going to show you on the slides. Alright? So the statement goes something like this. English variation should be deemed as innovation, not mistake. So your side job, you need to support that. And for your side, you need to disagree with that. Okay? So I'm going to give you 2 minutes to try to come up with ideas, because at the end of 2 minutes, I'm going to ask everyone to stand up and go find someone from the other team to debate with. Okay, 2 minutes, you may start. Do you understand the instruction?
You are supporting side.
You are supporter.
2 minutes.
Somehow I feel not. I don't support.
But you have to.
Somehow I feel like it's a mistake.
Okay. So you move.
You cannot change your position. You cannot change your position.
It's a forward party. English can tell.
So English variation should be deemed as innovation, not mistake, and you agree with that. Why? And for your side, you disagree with that.
I have an inner conflict here.
Okay, 1 minute left, everyone.
Why don't you talk to each other?
Not working. Lie.
30 seconds left, everyone. 30 seconds left. God, if you want to join, it is okay.
Support hai có đó.
Okay, time's up, everyone. So now I want you guys all to stand up and go find someone from the other team to debate with. I will give you another 2 minutes. Okay? Another 2 minutes. You may start.
Alright. So you.
Okay.
Actually,
in my group, like when they made a variation of English that they use very some place, some location like English and it's Spanish.
So I guess the variation might be a way for country to adopt rather than forcing them to learn the customs
But I have to
So I guess it is more acceptable because for them to be
So are you for or against?
So you're supporting
So now we are being as a conference.
This side does not support, right? So you might support, you know, you're not support. You might support, you know. We by default. By default. ภาษาอังกฤษอ่ะห้ามดัดแปลงเข้ากับประเทศหรือเป็นอะไรใหม่มันมีกฎของมันเองนี่คือสิ่งที่ต้องเรียน You disagree ฝั่งลาวอ่ะฝั่งลาวมาประเทศไทยแล้วสร้างศัพท์เองสร้างกฎเองพูดเอง that's innovation alright
cultural identity.
yeah that's right so okay this side read by default this side
So after debating with your friends, I am sure that now you have some new perspective on the position that you hold earlier. So in our presentation, we are going to follow the same pattern. Particularly, we are going to move on to another slide. So we are going to guys. Okay, so we are going to view English used in Yawarat area, and we will view it from two perspectives. The first perspective is the one who support the innovation, and the other perspective will be the one who disagree with innovation, right? And this is our objective. So we seek to identify Thai English used in food menus viewed from two perspectives, as said earlier. Move on. So these are our content. So the first one we will look at theoretical background, and then we will tell you our method, and then our finding, and then we will wrap up with our conclusion. So let us begin with our theoretical background.
Okay, I will go for the theory part. And first, it says that the EIL isn't bound to the native speakers norm. This is cited in ACA by Mackay in 2009. So right now, the people who speak English come farther than the inner circle, right? And then English is now known as a heterogeneous language with various grammar and norms. So when there are a lot of people who speak English all around the world, so the result is there are a lot of various grammar and norms comes after, right? But a study in Thai variety of English concludes that misunderstanding is likely to occur when speaking English or using English. So for the method, in here we went to Yawarat, right, and we chose the purposive sampling. It's a method wholly dependent on the researcher to decide who the data provider is, and in here is the people and the language that is used in Yawarat. And our samples are food vendors and restaurant owners in Yawarat Road, and their menus. And in here there are 72 menus, and the theme analysis based on two frameworks. The first one is Grammar, yeah, it's down there.
Auto position on the remote.
The first one is grammar, and the second one is about lexis. Yeah. The thing analyzes based on two frameworks. That is you. The first one is grammar, and the second one is lexis. Okay, and for the frameworks that we have used, we went for the two frameworks. The first one is the supportive sign and against sign. Okay, I'm sorry. And the second one is the supportive sign. So the first one comes from Ngam Pramuan in 2016 framework on Thai English that divides them into two features. The second one comes from Cambodia. It comes from Moore and Bunjan in 2010 framework on a pattern common to Cambodia English. Both of them look at grammar and lexis as well. So I will pass the fighting to game.
For Ngam Pramuan framework, as he told earlier, this framework divides into two features, grammatical feature and lexicosemantic feature. We collected 13 menus from Yorat, from Chinatown. The first menu is dark meat noodle. What's wrong with this? Wrong is grammatical feature in capitalization and in spacing. If we want to correct it, we can correct to dark meat noodle. You can see between dark and meat, we space, we separate them. And number 2, putting coconut perfume. This menu is not correct. Both grammatical feature and lexicosemantic feature. For grammatical feature, it's not correct because of part of speech. But for lexicosemantic feature, because of the word order, we can correct the menu to perfume, coconut, pudding. Number 3, water chestnut with ginkgo. This menu is not correct because of word choice. We can correct it to mock pomegranate seed with ginkgo in coconut ice syrup. It might longer than the incorrect one, but it's clearer for those who are not Thai. Number 4, number 5, number 6. This is the menu that we translate. We convert the sound from Thai word to English letter, like บะหมี่เกี๊ยวกุ้งบะหมี่หมูย่างบะหมี่หมูสับ What if you are not Thai? They don't know what is bami. They don't know what is muyang. So we need to change them. Before we change them, for grammatical feature, it's wrong because of capitalization. We usually begin uppercase in the initial letter. For lexicosemantic feature, in translation and using transliteration, we can correct them from bami กี๊ยวกุ้ง to shrimp dumpling egg noodles. บะหมี่หมูย่าง to egg noodle with grilled pork, and บะหมี่หมูสับ to minced pork egg noodles. And yum fishball number 7 is not correct because of capitalization and inflection. In lexicosemantic feature, in transliteration, for the correction should be spicy with balls salad. Number 8, steak Tenwood. Before going to Tenwood, I want you to see the picture. Because when we talk about wood, in many people's imagination, they think about log or trunk of the sea. And what is it like when you want to make steak with Tenwood? It's gonna be like this. You put the trunk of the tree with maybe the chicken or the pork. So get back to our detail. For grammatical feature, it's not correct because of capitalization and inflection. In lexicosemantic feature, in translation, because we translate from Thai. Correction, it should be 10 pork steak and sticks, because of 10, right? Stick, not wood. And Number 9, fresh orange juice, the price of 40 baht. Is not correct because of grammatical feature in possessive error and capitalization. For the correction should be fresh orange juice, and you may add hyphen and tell the price 40 baht. Do not write at the price of. Number 10, Hong Kong noodle stir. In part of speed and inflection, we should correct to stir Hong Kong noodle. In noodle, you should add eggs because as we know, not just one line, not just one string. Number 11, roasted duck whole. Be careful with this one because sometimes they cannot differentiate between L and R. You know what I mean? Anyway, for grammatical feature, it's not correct because of part of speed and capitalization. In lexical semantic feature, mixing translation. For the correct one, should be roasted duck. Number 12, stream dumping. If you are the foreigner and you see the food vendor or the restaurant say stream dumping, you might think about this. The stream full of dumping. So it's not correct because of misspelling and ambiguity, as you see from the picture. So the correction should be steam without R and dumping. And the last one by this framework, stew soup with chin. Actually, the seller wants to talk about Chinese, but it's not correct. Misspelling and ambiguity. So the correct one should be Chinese stew soup, not chins. Okay, this is from my part, and next part, both of you responsible for.
Okay. Another framework is from Moore and Punjab framework. This framework support what we call mistake, but we prefer to call it innovation. And we can divide it into two aspects, Yaowarat grammar and Yaowarat lexics. Let's start with the first one. For Yaowarat grammar, it seems like there is a generalization of singularity as plurality. It's like, yeah, we can use a word that should be plural to just like singular word, and it is still understandable, and we prefer to call it innovation. And next one. And that here, that is a transfer of Thai syntax. If you can see that Thai vendor transliterate all of these words into new term. It's like noodle to bami, one time to gyao, and with roasted pork to mudang. It would be like in Thai order like bami mudang, right? And these two is just a suggestion for correct word in English language. This one. And this one, there is a transfer of Thai word order. It's like we translate from Thai word order. It's like pudding for just pudding, and mapao for coconut, and nampom translate to perfume. Okay, next one. For Yaowarat lexics, it seems like the vendor tried to invent some new term in this one. Like is that is a new coinage. For the first one, bami stand for egg noodle. Gyeo gung stand for shrimp dumplings or shrimp wonton. Muyong stand for gyeo pork. Muyang, I'm sorry. Muyang stand for gyeo pork, and musap stand for minced pork, and tenbu stand for 10 stick or 10. Yeah, 10 stick in this way. Okay. And it seems like the vendor in Yaowarat tried to alternate spelling. And we do, like for the first one, for sweet flavor, we cut out. And for Chinese, we use chins. And for thank you, we add S, like thanks you. Thanks you. And for the last one, it seems like the vendor in Yaowarat tried to make try to make close compound nouns. Like for example, for birthdays, we cut apostrophe s out and combine these two nouns together as one compound noun. And for water chestnut, we combine them together again. Okay, let's move to the next part.
For the conclusion part, sorry for my voice.
You can use
As
the
you
microphone.
see from the two aspects, I'm fine. Or should I use microphone? No need, I think.
Beware your voice.
So you see the two aspects of one, they see these uses of language at Yawarat as error or mistake, and the other side see this as innovation. So for the first one aspect, to see them as mistake, as the role of language should be the way that convey the meaning from sender to receiver. So as we see that here the examples are from the internet that make a lot of fun, like people sharing it for fun. But in the other way, talking about language, this is the miscommunication, does not answer the role of how you use language for communicate. And next one, besides this miscommunication, it may lead to health issues in case of allergy. If that customer, that foreigner is allergic to kind of seafood, so the transliteration, right, that are used as bami, gyeo term can cause those problems. And on to see from the statistic file, for grammar term, we see the little mistake that can still be able to understand by foreigner. If you see the score of intelligibility score is higher than lexicosemantic score. As you see that the way that they use Thai transliteration mixed with English is caused misunderstanding and got like the score kind of very low with this one, the transliterated one. So mixing them with English word has the lowest intelligible menu item. So this is not recommend since this menu may not be that famous as other menu that cause confusion. So the other aspect is innovation. If we see that these Thai words on menu can help promote the Thai tradition and Thai culture, and we see the term of som tam and pad Thai go viral, it as like international accepted. So the way that we use Thai translation, maybe we should add clear description. For example, the taste, the ingredients, and appearance of them to help foreigner get used to get clear pictures of what they are going to order. So it might take time for foreigner to recognize and understand these words. But finally, after we frequently use, this gonna turn to be innovation that the term gonna be more acceptable as pad Thai and tom yum goong. So what in your opinion, we would love to hear. Do you still see them as error, or you like prefer to see these as innovation? Thank you.
Still error.
Still error. Error.
So that's the end.
Any questions?
I have a question. I just want to know from your opinion which mistakes that you found hilarious, the most hilarious
It's
one.
Spell 10 words.
It's just the example that we go straight to capture the picture first. Because it's kind of the outstanding.
The coconut thingy as well.
Yeah, the
The coconut hole.
coconut hole as well.
Coconut
That's because of this spelling. Duck
hole.
Hole.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
yeah, it's like for 10 good Thai people we understand, But what about foreigners, right?
Yeah.
They-
Think
they-
about
what about
the trunk. Food.
Yeah, do they need to eat food, right?
We have been laughing in front of the window like 10 minutes.
And we didn't buy anything.
And maybe the
We
window
bought
is
some.
free.
Yeah, we want some dessert.
Just for the first window.
Just for the first. How many windows you buy?
How long will it take you to collect the data?
One
What-
whole evening.
One whole evening.
We went
Is that day after?
And then we went to every alleys in Yawarat.
You didn't tell them that you were collecting
Yes, we kind of disguise ourselves.
Disguise as a
like
tourist.
tourists to eat or to have something.
Yes, we have some food. We bought some.
To make it look real.
authentic data.
But they noticed
You notice anyway, right?
because we have been standing there like 5 minutes.
Looking through their menus.
Talking to like the grammatical term.
I had some students who went from and disguised themselves as tourists. We went in the shops talking with the shop owners in English to collect the data. As long as you use your data for educational purposes, it's fine.
Education.
Anyone has any other comments, questions, reaction?
For me, like between error and innovation, I think for me it's 50-50. So if the presenter is just like put in wrong order, but you still understand it,
Yeah.
then it's okay. But if it changes the meaning, like the 10 word thing that you said, that one is like completely different. Of course, I think that one will be error.
Anything to add?
Maybe it's quiet.
So I just put down some comments here. You know, there was mainly Thai examples. Did you find any other examples from other countries that kind of follow the same thing? No. No, it's just focused in Thailand. Okay, so I just wanted to see if it only applied to like certain things that apply in Thailand may not apply to China, Chinese, for example. And the other thing here was I did not really see the difference. What is the difference between what is considered a mistake and what is considered innovation? Because I know that people do argue it, and we saw it up there. But what would be like the criteria between those two things?
So from what we researched, in order to consider language variety as innovation, the variety has to follow 4 criteria. But I only remember 2. The first one is that there should be a lot of people who use it, and it should also exist on dictionary as well.
Should be a regular pattern.
To be a regular pattern. So it's considered an innovation as long as many people make the same mistakes?
It is just one of the criteria.
No, you know, like,
Yeah, it's like Thai-list translated word like bami and pad thai.
like
Yeah, and pad thai seems like an innovation, right? Many foreigners understand pad thai,
And
but for bami, it's hard to understand.
well, I understand pad thai. Pad thai is the Thai name of a Thai dish.
Yeah,
So
it's Thai
it's not
translated.
technically an innovation. It's a word that should be borrowed because it's created specifically from this one.
It's also
Yeah,
What about tom yum?
Yeah,
Tom yum.
those are specific names of dishes rather than translating. They cannot be translated because there's nothing that exists within the other language that is the same thing. So
What about tom yum goong?
that's fine.
Thai
So
literary.
in my family owns a bunch of Thai restaurants in the U.S. So we can say tom yum because there's no translation. And then goong there is a translation. So shrimp tom yum or tom yum with shrimp, tom yum with seafood. Usually we also put the name of the dish in front always. So what is the shared trait of all the dishes should always be in the front, but then the alternative would always be in the back. So that's how it is because if you're reading a menu and you're a customer, you're like egg noodle with pork, minced pork with egg noodle. You know what I'm saying? the trip with egg noodle, then switch again, switch again. Egg noodle with wonton. It's getting back and forth. So it's fine, you know. The reason why we don't have bami because bami exists within the West. We have egg noodles. So it is very interesting. So I would probably say like innovation. I don't know. The innovation is like I know we call it borrowing, right? Borrowing words or coining a word, but I don't know. That's what I'm doing.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm gonna be in the middle.
We wear the same tone of colors.
What if another shot with you?
Later.